Yo, what is going on, guys? Matthew V. Haynes here, aka The Clockmaster. Right now, I'm going to be doing a shot-by-shot review and breakdown of the second trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, before I get into this breakdown, I want to make a quick disclaimer that this breakdown may contain some spoilers or potential theories that may ruin the movie for you. So if you feel like you're going to get anything ruined for you, I suggest you do not watch this video. Alright, with that said, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into this shot-by-shot analysis. Okay, so the movie starts as Tom Holland, Peter Parker, running across the street. This is perfect. I love this, the train track here. This is looking so much like Brooklyn. This is amazing. I love the attention to detail. And he's running, standard scene. He's running into the alleyway and he puts on, it's weird. He puts on the suit. And I love how realistic they're making this look. It's all baggy at first. And this is probably one of my favorite parts of this movie so far. Just showing the more technical sides of the suit. He presses the button and it kind of just sucks itself onto his body and kind of squeezes it on there. It's a really, really cool feature. It goes to show how technologically advanced this suit is. So we're going web shooters again. And I love this scene here. He's swinging through web slinging like crazy. What I love about this shot specifically, and I talked about this in my video a couple days ago, or yesterday, depending on when you're watching this video, that this Spider-Man reminds me so much of the comic books. With him just swinging up like this and looking sideways like this, it reminds me so much of the exact animated movie. It's a beautiful, beautiful shot. I love this. So we're seeing more. And what I love about this movie so far is we're getting to see, this is kind of a more in-depth origin story for Peter Parker. Not necessarily like, hey, he has this suit. The difference between this and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was that Tobey Maguire, yes, he had to develop certain things, but he developed them pretty quickly. He didn't really have a mentor, he didn't really have a guide as to the superhero thing. He kind of had to figure things out on his own, and that's why a lot of people would debate, yes, that maybe perhaps this Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was the best Spider-Man movies. They would say that because of the fact that it showed a more real life situation as to how a superhero operates, the daily struggles of life and things he goes through. So I can see from that standpoint, the difference between that and this movie is that Peter Parker here, this Peter Parker, has a mentor, and that is Tony Stark. I'm a little bit iffy about that, but I'll touch base on that a little bit later. So we're continuing. We're seeing that same scene from in the beginning of the first trailer where, he's asking him trailers. And right here, he tells him, why can't you just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? I think this is so important. It pays such a homage to the original story, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, that comic book there, which is really good. And I love this scene here where Spider-Man is just swinging through the regular suburban area with his web slingers. I think this is really, really cool. He's about to crash a party swinging on trees. This is something I've never really seen from Spider-Man. So I love this. I don't know the significance of this scene here, but he just swings into the water. And then, kind of like crashing a party, which is really, really cool. Really fun. This scene here where his friend and his relationship with his friend, I never even got a chance to see exactly what he's building here. Looks like a Death Star to me. But what I love about it, the relationship between him and his friend is so key. It's like his only friend, his best friend. It's really, really good. Swinging here with Iron Man again. We get to see more of that relationship between him and his friend. And, you can tell that's the buddy, that guy, you can both relate on the same level with the same amount of things. It's really, really good. I love the comedy and everything here. This scene specifically, it's just beautiful. And I know, guys, I'm kind of going through this really, really fast because some scenes I really want to talk about more in depth. But what's going on here, which what I love, is the coloring and everything in the back here. I think Marvel is finally, when they're working with Sony, they're finally going to figure out how to get this color grading issue together, because I watched a very good video a couple days ago describing Marvel's issue with color grading, and I didn't realize it until yesterday when I was editing my video. Then I was like, you know what, let me try to edit this Civil War footage and see what it looks like. And I edited it, and it looked so much better when I did my own color grading. It looked a lot better. The complaint of Marvel films being bland and dark, that has been ongoing for many, many years, but I think they're heading a great direction here. Colors are popping beautiful in this scene here. You can see the nice saturation with the sun, the nice warmth, and you can see the blues and reds. You can actually see the colors. It's great. Good. Captain America low-key cameo. So I talked about this in my reaction video. If you guys see this, maybe Captain America being somehow involved in this movie. yes, I'm hearing the thing about Captain America being a wanted fugitive in New York and him not being there, and I can understand and see why that's going on. So, but they have an old Captain America footage here from way back. This is his older suit, Captain America's Fitness Challenge. I think this is really, really cool. And then his friend asked him if you know him too, and he says, I stole the steel. What I didn't notice here is you see. Oh, this is very, very interesting. You see Zendaya's character in the back here. I didn't notice that at first. And she's reading a book called The Human Bondage. I don't know the significance of that. I don't even know if this is a real book, to be honest with you guys. But I think this is really, really interesting. She's just reading this book called The Human Bondage. It's very, very interesting, man. I want to see how much of an impact Zendaya's character will have in this movie. Okay, so we're moving on to the next scene, him and his best buddy. And they're going through their talking. He asks if he can try the mask on. I love the chemistry. I can't say that enough. It looks like if Tom Holland's character and his friend are playing around with some of the Spidey tech, discovering some new things about the technology that they have not seen before. Because keep in mind, don't forget, this suit was given to Spider-Man from Tony. So they have, they're really just trying to figure this stuff out. Tony didn't really give him an instruction or a manual to go with this suit. He just kind of gave it to him and kind of try to let him figure stuff out. So I like this cool. We get to see them playing around with some of the tech. And we're moving on to the next frame here. We see they're building some stuff in a lab. So I don't know if this is a scene where it's towards the end of the movie where Tony takes the suit away, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later, and they're trying to build something else, or this is during the beginning of the movie where they're just messing around in their school laboratory. So it could be either one of those things. But like I said, their friendship, I can already tell, is going to be a major important part of this movie. So we're moving. I like that little symbol there. Then we're going, great. So we're seeing the Avengers Tower. They highlighted this in some of the posters that they posted a couple days ago. This is their way of emphasizing that, hey, we're in the MCU now, and we're here for a while, and this is really happening. It's kind of like a really surreal moment for MCU fans and Spider-Man fans like myself to just kind of see this really actually happen on screen. So they're finally integrating the same world. We have Tony Stark's Avengers building. It's this is post-Civil War, so I'm interested to see how much quotes and how much references they're going to bring from Civil War into this movie. So we're moving on. Iron Man mask, and we have Vulture here looking at Iron Man's mask. And I believe this Vulture here, you see his fur coat. At first, I couldn't see and when I was doing my reaction, I couldn't really tell who it was, but we know it's Vulture. Great. So something I want to talk about here, since we just mentioned Vulture, Damage Control. Right here you see Damage Control. If you guys do not know, Damage Control is actually the name of a comic book where these people come in and they kind of clean up the streets and clean up areas from after superheroes and supervillains have this fight and break stuff. So a lot of people don't know, because people always make fun about this stuff in movies. Like, hey, Damage Control, what's going to happen with, especially if you saw in the first Avengers movie, they just demolish, and in the Netflix series, they refer to it as the Incident. They just destroy everything in the whole entire city. So we don't know exactly what happens here, but Damage Control, like I said, they come in and they clean up everything, and this is the Vulture's motive, and this is kind of where the spoiler comes in, maybe not, depending on how you look at it. But the Vulture, Michael Keaton's character, works as someone, the leader of the Damage Control. They come in and they kind of just clean up house, and they're kind of like junkers. They pick things out and everything like that, and that's why his suit is kind of Chitauri based as well. Tony Stark apparently takes control of the Damage Control issue and kind of puts Vulture out of a job, essentially. So that is Vulture's motive for going against Tony Stark, for stealing his business, stealing his way of earning a living. So that's pretty cool. And they only show it for a split second too. They don't show you that. It's a little cool Easter egg here, Damage Control. It's a nice little hint there. So then we have Keaton here as Vulture. I think is really great here. We see Donald Glover and this character, I keep forgetting his name, but they help him, Vulture, develop his suit and everything like that. And they all kind of work for the same company to kind of build this Chitauri-based suit for Vulture, and they're testing out the product and showing him what he can do with it, So it's really, really cool, and I love this Vulture so much. I really believe that he's going to be a perfect villain. Well, no, let me retract what I'm saying. Not a perfect villain, but he's going to be a very great Villain, I think he's going to do a great job as a villain. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that. Love the Vulture outfit. Love the technology. It's looking very, 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 very good. The wings are so huge. And I've been noticing that in all, the times me watching this, the wings are so, so huge. So we're moving on here. This is a scene from the first trailer again. And then Jon Favreau, man. Gotta love Jon Favreau in the back, low-key. People notice, people don't notice, but I love Jon Favreau. If you guys don't know, Jon Favreau directed the first, and the majority of the Iron Man movies were directed by Jon Favreau, and he starred in them as the bodyguard, Tony Stark's bodyguard. So I love Jon Favreau, man. He does great work. So I'm glad that he's kind of involved in this movie somehow. They didn't totally throw him out the bus. And we've seen this already there. And it looks like if they're in the Avengers building too. I just noticed that. I see a faint symbol of the Avengers logo in the back. So it appears they're in the Avengers building. That's cool. Love. The Avengers building looks so great. Amazing shot. Like I said, the colors are not looking too shabby here, man. So we see the Staten Island ferry. They're paying attention to so much detail of New York, man. It's great. Love this scene here. He's fighting some of the bad guys here. Woo! love the action sequences so far in this movie. This is by far one of my favorite parts. This is a really cool moment where he just shoots this like a spider grenade almost, or it's just amazing. He just shoots it out onto the ground or onto this car or something like that, and boom! His blows him up and traps him on the wall. It doesn't even look. I love this so much, man. This is just really cool. We're gonna see more of that techie suit, more of that techie technology that is involved in Spider-Man's outfit. There's so many things to discover, man. It's so jacked out. It's kind of like the Iron Spider, but just not really the Iron Spider. If you guys don't know the Iron Spider. Alrighty, and there we see Vulture comes out, and boom, blows up the Staten Island ferry. I love that they're paying so much attention to New York. It's great. Spider-Man swinging through, and a lot of people are talking about this, them paying a lot of respect to the Spider-Man 2 movie, where you see Peter Parker holding onto the train and trying to block the train from crashing or falling off the edge. And yes, this scene is exactly like that. They kind of just took that and put it on steroids, man. So it's great. We're continuing. Now, leading into this scene, I wasn't too disappointed by seeing this, but I will want to touch base on this. A lot of people were talking about how them showing this scene is kind of a spoiler, and they should not have included it. And I can see why you're saying that, but keep in mind, Marvel is pretty good at keeping spoilers out of their trailers. They normally show you like at least 10% of what really is to come. I'm pretty sure there's a good 90% more of other things that will surprise us in this film. So guys, don't worry about this too much. And yes, this is a brand new Iron Man suit. It is a brand new Iron Man suit. We're gonna get to see a brand new Iron Man suit here. And I was watching Iron Man 1 last night, man. Great film. So we're on to this scene here where, Spider-Man, he's just like, man, I just totally messed up everything. I don't even know what's going on. And I just always love when Tony just comes out of this Iron Man suit, man. It's just so cool. And, he's talking to him like, hey, and it's very, very key, this scene right here, where he says, I'm going to need to have the suit back. You could have killed everybody. And then Spider-Man says, I'm nothing without the suit. And then Tony Stark says, if you're nothing without the suit, then you don't deserve it at all. That is so key. Because if you guys don't remember, in Avengers movie, Tony Stark, Captain America, was kind of having it out with Tony and was like,
big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
So Tony says that and everything like that. So Tony knows who he is without the suit. He knows who he is. But does Peter know who he is without the suit? Does he really know who he is without the suit? And that's what, and it's a weird thing. It's just like, I was saying this. I think it's a little bit of kind of annoying that Spider-Man has to rely on Tony for everything in this film. And it's a little bit, and it's like, because we're just so used to Spider-Man kind of figuring things out on his own. you know, especially with the Andrew Garfield film and the Tobey Maguire film, we're just so used to him figuring things out on his own. So we're like, yeah, you know, whatever. Me, I'm just like, you know, they're just showing too much of Tony just controlling this kid's life. But like I said, it's an interesting twist to the original story, and they're giving him this mentorship that Spider-Man never really had in the previous films that we've seen before. So we know that Tony takes his suit back, and we're going on here, and you know, I'm guessing that you know, he's like, man, I don't know what to do anymore. Tony took my suit away. Things are just going crazy. I don't know what to do. So we got hot Aunt May here talking to Peter. She's such a perfect Aunt May, man. Can she be my aunt? I'm just playing. So we see here we have Spider-Man here back in his original suit, and then we have Vulture talking to him like, man, you know what I'm talking about. You know, Tony doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about me. He's just doing what he wants, does whatever he wants, and does not care. And I guess that's his way of trying to convince Spider-Man to kind of join his side of things and kind of see his perspective. But Vulture's kind of crazy in the head, so let's not forget that. And I just love that this suit, I didn't even notice this at first, that the suit can just fly towards him. This is a great action sequences, man. It's beautiful. So we're moving forward here. That great Vulture suit again, man. I just love everything. Low key though, low key. Doesn't he look like one of the parademons in the Justice League trailer? I'm gonna pull that up right now. Doesn't he look like the parademon? Marvel or DC. So I think they're in Coney Island here, which I said they're paying attention a lot to New York in this thing. So it's just really good, man. I love, I can't say that enough, them fighting. We're getting to see the little fight scene between Vulture and Spider-Man. This is going to be a great action sequence to see in full IMAX. They released it in IMAX. We're seeing him in his old suit again. Lovely. Love this. All right, we're moving forward. Look at this. He's just holding him up from one of the wings. This suit is just so OP and so overpowered, man. It's just, wow. How does Vulture fit into tight spaces, though, when he's flying? Yeah, we got the Wonder Wheel in the back. Okay. Yeah, so this is really cool, man. Chitauri technology mixed with a whole bunch of other stuff. That Han Aunt May again. She does not look like an aunt. Can you be my aunt? And then we got Pete getting it on, man. With, I don't know who that character's name is for some reason. I don't know who she is. Why didn't I not research that, who she is? It's interesting. All right, so we're moving on. And then we see this explosion at the top here. Looks like something from Vulture, of course, because he comes in from the top. We see Zendaya's character. My friends are up there. And then, ooh, I didn't even look at this closely. We see the Spider Tracer. So a lot of you guys don't know the Spider Tracer is actually made from Peter himself. In the comic books, he actually made them himself. It wasn't a gift or anything from Iron Man. He made it himself, but you see, he's surprised here. So I saw another theory as though maybe he is being tracked by Tony since Tony gave him the suit, and he's using the Tracer to kind of see what he's up to kind of spy on Spider-Man, to see what he's up to, see what he's doing. So I do think that's a possibility, because he does not know where that is. It's probably going to report back to him. And up to now, I still don't know why the police are chasing him. I guess it's because he's just a masked vigilante crawling up the side of a memorial. So, see the spider wings, man. Everyone was so hyped about this. Suit is so techie. Then we got some more scenes from the previous trailer. This movie is just so great. And then we're going to see the fight scene now. So what I noticed here too, Spider-Man is holding on to the Vulture's suit with his web, I guess, of course, obviously, and is slinging up, and he says, you know, I'm gonna have to figure this out on my own. I gotta do this myself. He's up on Vulture, and Vulture carries him up into a plane, and then they're fighting on top of the plane that is about to crash. This is really, really, really awesome. And, you know, this is telling a story that, hey, you know, Peter has to earn this suit back, you know, and Iron Man has a funny way of teaching people stuff, I guess. But you see, Iron Man 2 never really had anyone to teach him what to do either. He just kind of just had to learn things out on his own. I figured it would have been better for Peter to learn things out on his own. But you see, they're fighting up on this plane, and it's gonna be, like I said, great action sequences. I like how, like I said, the color grading here is looking 10 times better already from the previous Marvel films. So I'm glad that they're taking a different step, man. I'm loving it. I'm so excited for this movie. And then we have right here this last scene here where you see Spider-Man controlling the plane with the wings and just kind of figure it out. He's helping guide this plane through the city from, you know, crashing through the city. Man, this is going to be so visually fantastic. It's going to be amazing. Don't do anything stupid, he says. He's like, yeah, sure. Right. So it's great, guys. So anyways, guys, what are your thoughts on this movie, man? Let me know in the comment section down below, man. Like I said, this movie is going to be great. A lot of people are, like I said, they're debating on whether they showed too much in this trailer, and I don't think they did. I think they have a lot more in the bag to show us. I just don't want them to ruin any more footage within like a third trailer or fourth trailer. I think this is good enough to get me excited and ready to. Like I said, guys, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for taking your time out to watch this one. Clockmaster out.